much excitement for you guys. Okay.
Alright. 3 months after the US withdrew from Afghanistan, the Taliban seized full control of the country. As a result, the international community has removed foreign aid and sanctioned the Taliban government. Almost 23 million Afghans, almost 3 times Hong Kong's population, face food shortages and due to drought and the arrival of the winter season. Of those, almost 9 million people are nearing famine. We want to share this crisis with you because we need to be aware of how fortunate we are compared to the Afghans living across the globe, who don't have enough food to put on the table. This is the worst humanitarian crisis on earth, and no one is taking action. The international community does not want to endorse or put money directly into the Taliban government. After the Taliban took over, the global community, including NGOs, halted payments towards Afghanistan. Firstly, since 40% of Afghanistan's economy was dependent on foreign aid, the lack of foreign aid significantly reduced essential government services such as utilities, transportation, and protection. Secondly, Afghans' $9 billion government funds in the US are frozen due to the US sanctions, and they are now unable to access their own money to fund the current crisis. Lastly, Afghanistan is also in the middle of a devastating drought, the second drought in 3 years. The 20-year war has also left the country in a dire condition.
With insufficient to no incomes, most families can't afford to eat, forcing parents to take drastic action. Fatima, a single Afghan mother with 7 children, desperately scrambles for money. "I'm frightened," she says. "I've got nothing to give the children. Soon, she'll have to go out and beg." Some parents are even selling their daughters to feed themselves and the rest of their families. These families were previously able to get food under the previous government, but nothing will come from the Taliban. And to make matters worse, hospitals are understaffed and understocked, leaving the sick and the hungry with nowhere to go.
Sadly, we spent hours on the internet looking for viable solutions with the Taliban in control of the country, but we were unable to find any. It seems like this is a dire situation where no possible solution could be found.
As he said, this is being called the worst humanitarian crisis on Earth, with 23 million people facing the risk of their deaths over the next few months. Humanitarian disasters like these should not be a reality anymore. Major countries need to prioritize human lives over less critical quarrels with other nations. Afghanistan has already been facing so much difficulty recently and is again being plunged in such a state of tragedy because of the unwillingness of wealthy countries to just put aside their difficulties and help out. I'm sure many of you will agree with us that this behavior is unacceptable of the global community and needs to stop.